Hello all, welcome back to Cinema Scotty. Can you believe it? I'm finally back. I'm just as surprised as you are, probably. I think the last video I did on this channel was also Jungle Cruise themed. I was talking about the making of Jungle Cruise book, and I released that video when I thought the film was still coming out in 2020. So yeah, it's been a long time. Now I did film a video for Cinema Scotty a few months back. It was a reaction to the first episode of Gravity Falls, but since I did not research beforehand how to do reaction videos, it keeps getting copyright claimed every time I try to upload it, so I need to redo that and do the whole series of Gravity Falls, all seasons. I knew he was going to be a zombie, but that's besides the point. As you can probably tell by the title, and sort of by my attire, I'm finally doing my review of Disney's Jungle Cruise. If you don't already know, I have another channel called Pirates Life, and that channel is centered around Pirates of the Caribbean. Now we know that there is a franchise called Pirates of the Caribbean based on the Disneyland attraction, and Disney decided to finally do the same thing by making a Jungle Cruise movie. So I had been anticipating this film for a very long time. I remember back in the day when it was announced that Tim Allen and Tom Hanks were going to be in a Jungle Cruise film. Seems like a really long time ago. But yes, the film finally came out this year on July 30th, and I've had that poster up on my closet for over a year. It still says July 30th on the poster. So I was going to do a separate video. This would be my review, and then a separate video talking about the merchandise for the film. But I don't have too much merchandise for it, so I'm just going to do my review and then show a little bit of merchandise that I've gotten in one video. So if you don't already know, Jungle Cruise is based on the Disney theme park attraction. It's starring Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, and Jack Whitehall. The film comes out today on Disney+. And I am not sponsored by Disney, I wish I was. The film also comes out next Tuesday, November 16th on DVD and Blu-ray. So yes, on today's video I just wanted to give my thoughts about the film, what I thought about it, and it might be a disorganized review because I'm going to be talking a lot about the different plot elements, but here we go. So to start, I really did enjoy this film. I bought it the day it came out, July 30th on Disney+, and I was very well pleased with this film. From the beginning of the film, the direction, the cinematography, everything about it just is very crisp and fresh. And I love films that are set during this time period. I think it takes place in 1916 or the 1910s, around there. But I love that this is a period piece, or a period film. The film follows Emily Blunt's character Lily Houghton and her brother McGregor Houghton, and they're trying to find a tree that has restorative powers that can heal. And so they end up making their way to Brazil from London. They meet up with Dwayne Johnson's character Frank, and he takes them out on a cruise to find Lagrimas de Cristal, where the healing tree is. So the film has a lot of adventure. It has some pretty good comedy. It really is non-stop. Once it starts, it just keeps going. There's really no dull or slow parts. I love the action set pieces with the boat. L'Aquila is Frank's boat. I love the dynamic between Frank, Lily, and McGregor. And we'll get to this a little bit later, but I really do like McGregor. He's like one of my favorite characters. Anyways, so these characters go on this great adventure to find the healing tree, and they have some adversaries along the way. Aguirre is a conquistador who's trying to find the tree as well. And then there's also Prince Joaquin, who's trying to get the, I was about to say the Fountain of Youth, but that's Pirates of the Caribbean. Trying to get the Tree of Life, or trying to get to Lagrimas de Cristal as well. So like I said, I really did enjoy this film. There's a lot of action, a lot of adventure. It reminds me a lot of Indiana Jones and adventure films like that. And I really love Indiana Jones. I love the adventure in those films, the stories, the atmosphere, the setting, and just everything about them. And I know a lot of people compared this to the first and second Pirates of the Caribbean, and I have to agree with that. Just a lot of the humor, the action, the story elements reminded me a lot of Pirates. Now, here's the spoiler section. I'm going to be getting into some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, or if you don't want to be spoiled, skip to this point in the video, and then we'll wrap it up after. Okay, so the first spoiler I'm going to touch on is Dwayne Johnson's character, Frank. We find out he is Francisco. He's really a conquistador who has lived all these years on the river. And I thought that was a really good twist. I did not see that coming. I didn't read any spoilers about that beforehand, so I was genuinely surprised in the theater when I saw that that was him. But it's kind of funny because I remember early reports of the film, I mistakenly called him Frank Francisco, but I think some reports maybe referred to him as Frank Francisco, like that's his full name. So I kind of thought, oh, that's kind of clever, or I said his name wrong at first, but then that ended up being his name. And I love that Francisco was with Aguirre, one of the villains, originally, but then he kind of betrayed Aguirre, and Aguirre and his crew were taken into this cavern, and they were trapped into these vines because they were going to steal the healing properties or the healing plant from the tribe that helped them when they were defeated. So again, I didn't see that coming either. It kind of reminded me of Jack and Barbossa with their dynamic, but that's one complaint I have, is that Aguirre as a villain was really not that present as a villain. He was in it somewhat, but he didn't feel like a threatening villain in the film. His character was a lot like Davy Jones in the way that him and his crew couldn't leave the river or couldn't leave too far from the river. Kind of like Davy Jones and even Captain Salazar, where they couldn't step on land. It's kind of the same principle. But I wish Aguirre would have had a bigger presence in the film. I wish he would have been more intimidating. He has a really cool design with all the snakes and all the wildlife on him to make him look intimidating, but I just wish he would have been a bigger part of the film. Prince Joachim is a bigger villain in the film, and he's sort of the comic relief side of the villain part. And there goes a period in the film where we don't see Aguirre, like, at all. And it's kind of like, not that he has to be in every scene, but I just like villains to be present and you know that they're there, they're scheming to go against the protagonists, so just a little complaint. But overall, again, this film was great. Sorry this review was a little bit jumbled, but I love the score done by James Newton Howard. He did a great job with the score. And again, I love the character dynamics. I love the chemistry between Lily and Frank. And Jack Whitehall as McGregor was actually pretty funny. I'm actually a big fan of Jack Whitehall, so I'm glad he's in this film. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below, what you thought about the film, and if you're going to be watching it when it comes out on Disney Plus or on Blu-ray. So I decided I will do a separate video talking about merchandise. I think I have enough to do a separate video. Here's just a little preview. I have a pop socket with the Jungle Cruise characters on it. And my hat is officially licensed by Disney. And I'm also excited that they are officially doing a sequel to the film. The film did well enough on Disney Plus and in theaters for them to warrant a sequel, so I'm really excited for that. I'll be back soon with a brand new Cinema Scotty video, I promise this time. I have some more Jungle Cruise videos planned and some other videos like Star Wars and some other cinema pop culture videos as well. Thank you so much, I'll be back soon, and I hope you have a great day. Cinema Scotty, out.